massive layoffs that have been happening in the tech industry, in the marketing industry, lots of different industries in the last 12 to 18 months. And a lot of those are due to AI.
AI isn't coming. It's here. It's here.
My name is Summer Sorensen. My company is Summertime Communications. I call myself the digital marketing nerd because that's what I do for my customers is I help businesses, small and medium-sized businesses, show up online with great content through social media, email marketing, website content, that sort of thing.
When people are nervous about being on camera, do you kind of help them and walk them through those steps?
Yeah, I could help walk people through those steps for sure because really, well, it's ironic, we were just talking off camera that I'm about to teach a session on how to show up in front of the camera. It's important to be on video, but a lot of people are putting it off for a lot of reasons. So yeah, I'm happy to coach my clients on that for sure.
Want to give me a little coaching tip? So I'm nervous being on camera.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good at interviewing somebody, but when the camera's on me, I tend to hesitate up. So what advice would you give me?
I would say probably the biggest thing is if you're afraid of like what people are going to think of you when you post that video, like don't be, because no one is actually judging you, right? We get inside our heads and think that people are judging us when really people are just worried about their own thoughts and their own problems. So they're either gonna scroll past, or if there's someone that should be watching it, they're going to watch it, and they're gonna be thinking about what you're saying, not like if your hair is perfect or whatever. So
Okay, it's a good piece of advice. Highly recommend checking her out. I'll be posting my first video today because of you.
so do you. All right, good deal.
You're in the creative industry, you do a lot of media stuff. Do you have fears around AI and how it's disrupting that space?
Yes, I'd say I would call them managed fears. You see the headlines about these massive layoffs that have been happening in the tech industry, in the marketing industry, lots of different industries in the last 12 to 18 months. And a lot of those are due to AI. And before, I think companies are starting to be more honest about the fact that they're due to AI, right? So it's displacing a lot of jobs. Do I have fears? Well, I own my own company, so obviously I'm not going to outsource myself. There's that. Will clients use AI and not need me as much? I think some people are doing more of that, but really the kind of clients that I serve are the kind of clients that they're businesses that they're just not doing it themselves. So if they're not doing it themselves manually, they're not going to do it with AI either. So
That fear is still there. If the fear of being on camera, it doesn't matter what AI tools they're using, you're still afraid.
right?
That's true. What opportunities do you see AI having?
Oh man, the opportunities are deep because you can use it to be so much more productive, create so much more content faster. I use it for analyzing data, it gives me faster and sometimes even deeper results that I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, a lot of stuff it'll come up with is stuff that I would come up with myself, but in 10x the amount of time. So I can get great insights into my customers' data. I can use it to get me 80% of the way there with content creation, video creation, image creation. Well, video creation, that's a developing field, right?
For a small business that is maybe using the tool the wrong way, like have you seen some things on like LinkedIn and like obviously it's AI, it's horrible, it's generic. Like you see any of those bad practices happening in the space?
That's a great question. Yeah, I do actually. Because I use AI daily, I have a pretty good eye for it. And that doesn't mean that if it's obviously AI that it's necessarily bad, but if you're just putting in a prompt and you're copying and pasting the AI without taking the time to tailor it, you're probably missing out on some opportunities to make it better. Some of the giveaways are like an abundant use of emojis. So if emojis aren't in your brand voice, you're going to want to dial some of those back. Make sure it's personalized to your audience. And yeah, I rarely just copy and paste straight from AI. I always tailor it to what to my
And make sure they have their voice, like
Right.
their authentic voice and their brand. And like we want to be able to see that in their messaging, not some AI generic, output.
Don't get left behind. The